G'day mates, my name is Jacob and I am from Storyhouse and I'm so excited to bring you this video today. This video is all about Australia, the fine country of Australia, and you might have noticed that I am wearing a football shirt from that country because I was really fortunate many years ago. It was over 10 years ago now. I went over to Australia to visit some family that I have over there and it was absolutely wonderful, and I picked up this and it just about still fits now if I breathe in. So this video is all about Australia and we're going to learn some interesting things about the country and do some drama activities linked to that as well. So, are you ready? Let's go! Australia is world famous for its natural wonders and wide open spaces. Its beaches, its deserts, the bush and the outback. Australia is one of the world's most highly urbanised countries and is well known for the attractions of its large cities such as Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth. There are so many amazing things to learn about Australia, but where to start? Now I'm really lucky to have a friend called Bree who is actually from Australia. So I thought it'd be cool if I would ask Bree if she could tell us some bits and bobs about Australia. Okay, Bree, me and Cosmo have some questions and we were hoping that you would know the answers. Here's question number 1. What is the capital of Australia?
Most people think the capital city of Australia is either Sydney or Melbourne. That's actually incorrect. The capital city of Australia is Canberra. Canberra is in the Australian Capital Territory, and it's basically where the Parliament sits and where you'll find all of the government buildings.
Oh, so it's Canberra. Cosmo told me it was A, but I think he was trying to wind me up. Okay, Bree, here is question number 2, and Cosmo was super interested in this one. Can you tell us anything interesting about the animals over in Australia?
Interestingly, 90% of Australia's native animals can't be found anywhere else in the world. I'm sure you've heard of a koala and a kangaroo. Did you know that kangaroos can stand up on their tail with no legs on the ground? Another native Australian animal that you might not have heard of is an echidna. An echidna looks a little bit like a hedgehog, but just a little bit bigger. We also have emus. An emu is a flightless bird that lays eggs almost as big as your head. What about a wombat? A wombat is a short, little creature, maybe not so little, but it's definitely a short creature with a big rectangular body that can run up to speeds of 40 kilometers an hour. But my favorite is the platypus. A platypus is the only mammal in the world that can lay eggs. Very interesting.
What do you think about that, Cosmo? Laying eggs. Is that something that you can do? No, I don't think so. Okay, here's my next question, Bree. What is Christmas like in Australia?
Christmas in Australia is a little different to here. We spend it outside on the beach, cooking a barbecue in the middle of summer.
Cosmo, can you imagine having your Christmas dinner in the sunshine on the beach? No, neither can I. Okay, Bree, next question. What on earth is Lamington?
A lamington is a cube of sponge cake dipped in chocolate and then coated in coconut. Yum.
Sounds pretty good to me, that Lamington. I love anything with coconut in it. Cosmo, do you fancy some? Or would you rather have one of these? He wants his cod treat. Okay then, last question. I know the answer to this, but Cosmo was wondering, where is the Opera House?
The Opera House is located in Sydney, right across from the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Hey Cos, did you know that I've been to the Sydney Opera House? I went to watch a play there. It was absolutely amazing. Hey, maybe we should see if Cats is touring. Okay then, on to our drama activity. And to do it, we're going to need to learn a little bit about this guy, Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin was nicknamed the Crocodile Hunter, and he was an Australian zookeeper, television personality and wildlife expert. He absolutely loved animals. Steve was born in a place called Upper Ferntree Gully in Victoria. The closest major city is Melbourne. So here's your task then. You're going to become a wildlife presenter. just like Steve. Steve was well known for his endless enthusiasm and love for his job, and that's exactly what you need to bring to this task. Okay, here's what you need to do then. Have a look around you and make sure that your space is safe, because you're going to be walking and moving around. Now, if there are kind of sofas in the way or whatever, that's absolutely fine. Use them to your advantage, because when you're in the Australian outback, it can get pretty hairy with things all over the place. As long as you know they're there and you can react and respond to them, that's absolutely fine. You're going to imagine that you are exploring the depths of Australia and you're going to come across a series of animals. Now, they're in this video here and you can watch that to get an idea for the type of animals that you'll be coming across. There is some music behind, okay? We call it a bed or a score. The music is there to add to the drama. Now, the first part of this task features some music that you might describe as tense or scary or intimidating, because some of these animals might be that. I mean, you might not be that scared of them, you might not be that intimidated by them, but some people will be, and the music will add to the drama of that. Section 1 features a kangaroo lurking in the distance. You have a crocodile, you have a cassowary, a snake, and a spider. Section 2 features koalas, emus, kookaburras, a bird, and turtles as well. So, make sure you know a little bit about each of them. Now, you might be really familiar with some of these animals, but you might not be with others. For example, a cassowary isn't an animal that we have here in the United Kingdom. So, maybe it'd be a good idea to do a little bit of research at this point. Doing the research and finding out information for yourself is really important. Just listen to what Steve had to say. If you want to become a zoologist, you've got to do all the education. But don't lose your passion or enthusiasm despite the hard work or homework you have to do. Just follow through. Passion and enthusiasm will get you everywhere you want to go in the world.
But he said it in a voice a little bit more exciting than mine.
Yeah, now you know why I didn't do the accent. So at this point, you may want to pause your video and do some research. You could even ask the people in your home or school if they know anything about Australian animals. It might be a good idea to jot down what you find out or what you already know so you can refer to it and look back at it later on. Take as long as you need for this and I'll see you when you return to the video. Pause it! Okay, how did you get on? Me and Cosmo found out some really interesting things about these animals and we think we're good to go. So, let's start to think about how we're going to do it. How we're going to become wildlife presenters. Okay, so I've put together 2 takes of the same video with me as a wildlife presenter. Now, I want you to see which one you think works better. Which one has more energy, which one has more enthusiasm, which one is more interesting to watch as a viewer. Okay, are you ready? Here comes take 1.
Hi, I'm in the Australian outback looking for the wondrous creature Cosmo, but I don't know where he is. Okay, bye.
G'day, you find me in the Australian outback with the wondrous creature Cosmo the cat. He's allowed me to get very close as I have fed him his glorious food. He's enjoying it very much indeed. He lives on a diet of wet food and dry food that I buy from pets at home. Okay, maybe you won't mention things like that in your video. So, Cosmo, as you can tell, has beautiful black fur and white as well. He has gorgeous whiskers and he's a very cheeky character known throughout the land. So which did you think was better, take 1 or take 2? I'm hoping you agree with me that take 2 was a little bit better. I think showing that energy and enthusiasm and working on my facial expressions really helped. It made the audience more interested, I think. You might have noticed that I added some music for take 2 as well. And in the videos that you're about to see, there is some music in the background as well. We're hoping that that sound elevates, makes the pieces even better by adding to the tone and the atmosphere, the way we're trying to make the audience or the viewer feel. Okay, here comes your turn. It's round 1. And the music in this is a little bit tense and scary and intimidating. That's the atmosphere and the tone that you're going to create when you are your version of the wildlife presenter. So at this stage, sit back, relax, and watch these clips of the animals in round one. Start to think about what you're going to say, refer back to the notes that you might have made previously about the information you know about these animals, but firstly, watch it to take your inspiration. You don't need to do any action just yet. Okay, now you've seen the animals and you've seen the clips, it's your turn to get up on your feet and use the space around you, imagining that you're in the outback and then all of a sudden you see these creatures in the distance. You tell the audience about them, make it as exciting as you possibly can. Are you up and ready? The clips from round one are about to go again in 3, 2, 1, action! Amazing! Well done, everybody. I'm certain that you had loads of fun with that. Okay, here's round two then. And round two has a different tone, a different atmosphere. This one is more cheeky and interesting and friendly. A little bit like Cosmo, maybe. So sit back down, watch this one carefully, and we'll get up and act it out in a minute. Okay, now we've seen the amazing animals that we're going to be talking about as our wildlife presenter, here comes the beginning of round 2. Get up, let's act it out. Are you ready? The videos will be coming on again in 3, 2, 1, action!
Okie dokie everybody, well done. I am certain that you've created some amazing wildlife presenter characters and you've explored the Australian outback. Well done you. Now, I don't know about you, but me and Cosmo are absolutely exhausted after all our hard work. I mean, look, he's taken himself off to bed in his little teepee. I think it's time I thought about doing the same. So, it's time to say goodbye, but we really hope you've enjoyed exploring Australia with us and we can't wait to see you again in the future. I've been Jacob, he's been Cosmo, and look, he's kicking me out of the way, it's time for bed. So, we'll see you very soon. Thank you and goodbye.